All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's on the Power. So in this video, I want to talk about Mr. Olympia competitions that were literally decided by a 1-point difference between first and second place. So these would be the closest Mr. Olympias in history. So first, I wanted to give an honorable mention here to the 2014 Mr. Olympia. Now, a lot of people say that Phil Heath versus Kai Green in 2014 was one of the most debatable and closest Mr. Olympia decisions ever. Now, some people have even gone as far to say as that the 2014 Mr. Olympia was decided by 1 point. Now, that was actually not the case, as the score for Phil Heath was a perfect score of 10 points. So every judge had Phil in first, and Kai Green had a score of 20 points. So he lost to Phil by 10 points. So not a 1-point decision by any means. However, that does not mean there haven't been any close or controversial Olympia decisions that were actually decided by 1 point. So the main Olympia that I want to focus on here is the 2007 Mr. Olympia of Jay Cutler versus Victor Martinez. So in my opinion, 2007 is right up there in terms of controversial Olympias with the 1980 Olympia, the 81 Olympia, and the 1997 Mr. Olympia. I think 2007 was equally as controversial. And the unique thing about the 2007 Olympia was this controversial decision came along right around the time that the internet was becoming big. Social media was just kind of starting out in 2007, but bodybuilding fans and the internet were starting to really become a big thing in 2007. It was really the beginning. So it was really one of the first controversial Olympias to have the internet present during that decision, where people could discuss and share pictures and talk about the controversy. So 2007 was, in fact, a 1-point decision between Jay Cutler winning and Victor Martinez taking second with a score of 8-7. Obviously, the lower score in bodybuilding wins, and Jay Cutler had the score of 7. Victor Martinez had the score of 8. So the judges were kind of mixed. Some judges had Victor in first, some judges had Jay in first, and some had Victor in second, and some had Jay in second. So this was actually a really, really close Mr. Olympia, not just in the fans' eyes, but in the judges' eyes as well. So this really could have gone either way, and a lot of people were outspoken about the fact that they think Victor deserved to win. And keep in mind, Victor had a lot of momentum going into that 2007 Mr. Olympia. He had just won the 2007 Arnold Classic in 2007 after coming in third the previous year and third place at the 2006 Mr. Olympia. So Victor was not messing around in 2007. And keep in mind, the following year, Jay Cutler slipped and lost the title in 2008 to Dexter Jackson. So 2007, Jay Cutler was kind of slipping into 2008. And Victor Martinez was really arguably at his peak in 2007. And if you go back and look at the comparison photos between Jay and Victor from 2007, you can see a very blocky version of Jay Cutler, a very thick version of Jay Cutler, his waist looking a little bit blown out, and Victor Martinez really looking to be at his peak at this 2007 Olympia. In my opinion, I think Victor could have certainly taken Jay in 2007. And the 2007 Mr. Olympia is commonly referred to as bodybuilding's biggest gift to Jay Cutler, because a lot of people disagree with that decision. So that one was a 1-point decision, and that one was very, very close, like I said, in both the eyes of the judges and the eyes of the fans. Now, to my knowledge, the only other actual 1-point decision in the Olympia history would be the 1969 Mr. Olympia. Now, this is a fascinating one, too, because 1969 was the only year that Arnold Schwarzenegger was ever defeated on the Olympia stage. So this was where the rivalry between Arnold and Sergio really began. Now, keep in mind, Arnold was only defeated 3 times during his bodybuilding career. Once at the Mr. Universe by a bodybuilder by the name of Chet Yorton. Once at the Mr. Universe by a bodybuilder you might have heard of named Frank Zane. And then finally, 1969 would be the last time Arnold would be defeated on a stage in bodybuilding, period. And that would be by Sergio Oliva, and would only be by 1 point. The final score in 1969 was a score of 3-4 in Sergio's favor, narrowly defeating Arnold Schwarzenegger. But from that point on, Arnold would not lose at the Olympia, winning from 1970 to 1975, coming back again to win 1980, and then retiring indefinitely from bodybuilding. So there you have it. Those are the only 2 Mr. Olympia competitions, to my knowledge, that came down to a 1-point decision. Now, the reason for this video is that the most likely scenario where the new fan vote at the Olympia will actually sway the decision is if it comes down to 1 point. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.